Hey there, my little pump, it's me. Welcome back to my channel where we do things like grow crystals overnight, make slime, and play fun science experiment. Today, going to learn about sound waves and how we can use sound waves to find hidden objects. If you haven't seen my videos before, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. And if you want to support me, then please consider becoming a member. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Do you hear that? Yes, there is a whistle in the woods, and we are going to go find it. Now, this is an actual whistle from a company called Acme. They've been around for over 80 years, and they make all sorts of whistles. You can buy them online or at your local store. For today, we're going to use their Ultra Whistle because it makes a really high-pitched sound that humans can't hear. But luckily for us, our microphones can hear it. When the air inside the whistle flows past the hole in the mouthpiece, it causes vibrations which create sound waves that travel through the air, like these waves crash into the shore. The higher the pitch of the sound, the faster the sound waves are moving and vice versa. Sound waves are classified as a longitudinal wave. A longitudinal wave is a wave in which the particles of the medium move parallel to the direction the wave travels. In other words, as the particles vibrate, they move back and forth along the same line that the wave is traveling. Unlike transverse waves, the individual parts of the medium do not move from side to side or up and down. Here, I'm using a slinky to show you an example of a transverse wave. Notice how the coils of the slinky move up and down perpendicular to the direction the wave is traveling. Sound waves are different in that the particles of the medium vibrate parallel to the direction the wave travels. Here we have another whistle, and I'm going to show you something cool. Let's pour some water into a glass and place it on top of the whistle. Then I'm going to blow on the whistle. Can you believe that sound waves can travel through water? What about if I place a glass over the top of the whistle? This time, the sound waves aren't able to escape, and the air inside the glass vibrates. That vibration causes the water to vibrate, which creates a sound. This is why when you blow across the top of a bottle, you get a sound. Or if you tap on the side of a glass, it makes a ringing sound. The vibrations from the tapping continue through the glass and resonate in your ear. I've got two more examples for you. Here we have a guitar, and whenever you pluck a string on the guitar, you make sound waves. The sound waves bounce off the end of the neck and then reflect back. The reflected sound waves interfere with the original sound waves, causing some areas to have higher amplitude and others to have lower amplitude. These areas are called nodes. And then, at the area of the nodes, the sound waves cancel each other out, and where the antinodes are, the sound waves amplify each other. This is also known as standing wave patterns. We'll learn more about this later on in the video. For now, let's check out my favorite musical instrument, the ukulele. When you pluck the strings, sound waves travel down the strings and then reflect off the end of the strings. The reflected waves interfere with the original waves and set up a standing wave pattern. The distance between two consecutive nodes, or two consecutive antinodes, is half the wavelength of the sound wave. If I keep plucking the string, more and more sound waves will build up and increase the amplitude. This is called resonance. Resonance occurs when an object is forced to vibrate at its natural frequency. Natural frequency is the frequency at which an object tends to vibrate when disturbed. It's like pushing someone on a swing. If you push someone on a swing at the right time, the amplitude of the swing increases, and eventually the person reaches maximum height. The same thing happens with sound waves. If you increase the frequency of the sound waves until the amplitude starts to build up, then you found the natural frequency of the object. This is why bridges collapse during high winds. The wind blows across the bridge deck, causing resonance, and the amplitude of the bridge increases. Eventually, the amplitude becomes so great that the bridge collapses. Now, let's go back to our whistle in the woods. So let's listen for the whistle. I'm holding my microphone close to the ground and listening for the whistle, so I know the sound waves are traveling through the air in all directions. As the sound waves approach the tree, Some will be transmitted through the tree, and some will be reflected. The ones that get transmitted through the tree will continue on their path, and the ones that are reflected will come back towards me. So when the reflected waves pass my ear, I'll hear the sound. Earlier, I showed you how sound waves travel through a bottle and cause the water to vibrate, which creates sound. Well, this phenomena can happen in reverse too. If we take the bottle and shake it, then sound waves are created in the air inside the bottle. Those sound waves exit the bottle and create sound. Same thing happens with my whistle. When the whistle vibrates, sound waves travel through the plastic of the whistle and cause the air inside to vibrate. Those sound waves travel through the air like the waves crashing into the shore. The only difference is that these sound waves have a much shorter wavelength than the waves we just saw. The frequency of a sound wave determines the number of waves at 1 second, which is called the frequency. Frequency is measured in hertz. 1 hertz is equal to 1 wave at 1 second. Pitch is determined by the frequency of the sound wave. The higher the frequency, the higher the pitch. Humans can typically hear sounds between 20 hertz and 20 kilohertz. Anything below 20 hertz is called infrasound, and anything above 20 kilohertz is called ultrasound. Now I have 2 pieces of paper here. I am going to place 1 piece of paper over my speaker and the other piece of paper over my microphone. If I play a low frequency sound, nothing will happen. But as I increase the frequency of the sound, watch what happens. When the frequency of the sound waves match the natural frequency of the paper begins to vibrate. That's because the sound waves are causing the molecules in the air to vibrate. Those vibrating molecules collide with the paper, causing it to vibrate. So when we change the frequency of the sound waves until the paper starts to vibrate, we found the natural frequency of the paper. Now let's go back to our whistle. I am going to put some tape over my microphone and see if I can still hear the whistle. If I put my hand over the top of the whistle, I can't hear it. That's because the air inside the whistle can't flow and make sound waves. So without air, there is no sound. And if I place my hand over my microphone, I can't hear it either. Sound needs a medium to travel through. Sound cannot travel through a vacuum like outer space. So earlier we heard the sound of the whistle because some of the sound waves were reflected back to us. If we take our microphone and move it around, we should be able to pinpoint exactly where the whistle is coming from. All I have to do is listen for the loudest sound, and that S, where the whistle is located. And this is exactly how doctors use a stethoscope to listen for your heartbeat. The stethoscope is basically a really sensitive microphone. Whenever your heart beats, it causes the blood to vibrate, and the vibration of the blood sets the bones in your chest cavity to vibrate. Those vibrations are picked up by the microphones in your ears. Doctors can listen for the heartbeat by placing their stethoscope on your chest. But wait a minute. How come when I hold my microphone near the tree, I can hear the whistle, but I can't hear the heartbeat of the tree? That's because trees don't have a heartbeat. Just kidding. Of course, trees do have a heartbeat. It's called the pulse of the tree. Trees pulse water from their roots to the rest of the tree, and this water pulse is very slow, like 1 pulse every few seconds. But doctors need to listen for fast pulses like 60 to 100 beats per minute. So the pulse of the tree is too slow for doctors to listen to with a stethoscope. Let's try something else. Earlier, I showed you how I could hear the whistle because some of the sound waves were reflected back to me. Well, if I place my hand in front of the whistle, I can actually feel the whistle by the pressure of the air being pushed against my hand. So here I have my microphone taped to my arm, and I am going to walk through the woods and see if I can find the whistle by feeling the pressure of the sound waves hitting my arm. This is called a tactile transducer. Instead of converting sound waves to an electrical signal for our ears, it converts the sound waves directly to vibrations that our skin can feel. Some people call this a listening device, but it's not really hearing in the traditional sense. It's just feeling the vibrations of the air molecule. And here we found it. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button.